Greetings. I no longer have faith that this country will do right by Black Americans. I also believe that marching and protesting is a useless way for Blacks to achieve equality in this nation today. Sometimes you have to take what you need from whomever is holding it and keeping it away from you. Justice and equality have been the carrots that have been dangled freely in the faces of Black America for a very long time. No matter how hard or how long Blacks try to reach for equality, it is always yanked away or only inches away from the grasp and reach. I believe that it's time for Blacks to adopt a Black nationalist philosophy instead of the tired, we shall overcome ideology that has been practiced throughout history with leaders like King Gandhi and Mandela. Their methods worked for the times that they had encountered. It makes no sense for me to turn the other cheek and expose the other side of my face to again be struck by my enemy. This type of ping-pong action only offers pain and patience along with foolery. I understand that at some point in time that the enemy gets tired and then eventually concedes to your demand. But the question is, how long does that take to achieve? The one thing that we do not have is time. I have spoken on this time and time before. The Israelites were in bondage for 430 years and slavery was abolished in 244 years. Who has that kind of time to wait? I say no one does. George Floyd died in 8 minutes and 46 seconds, captured on video. The current leadership is fueling the fire by spewing out rhetoric out to the country. And at the Republican National Convention gave a speech that was 1 hour and 19 minutes and spoke nothing about the current condition that this country is in because of his failed leadership. It appears to me that the current president could be reelected again if people do not get out and vote. But again, it is up to the electoral colleges. We cannot survive another 4 years under the current administration. How many more people must die in order for the rest of America to see that we need to change, and we need it now, not yesterday, but today? Every day someone Black is either shot or killed by the police, and there's nothing being done about it. The AG, a Trump puppet, has not done anything concerning the rise in police brutality against Blacks. Breonna Taylor's killers are still free, out on paid administrative leave, and no charges have been brought to them or against them at the time of this video. Aiyana Stanley Jones, 7 years old, was executed in her home, and the jury refused to convict the officer that killed her. You have high-profile athletes speaking out for equality, and still nothing is being done. So what is there left to do? Adopt a Black nationalist ideology. The marching and protesting are not working, so instead of offering our cheeks, we need to arm ourselves and teach our children to do the same. We need to defend ourselves against the tyranny that exists. I am sure that when they see Black citizens exercising their Second Amendment rights, the paradigm will shift to the correct position. It will be at that time that they will want to talk about real change, because the fear of Blacks arming themselves legally is something that will put fear in every white moderate's mind. Fear of a Black Planet was not only a hip-hop classic, but simply states the consistent fear that white America has in their minds. How many officers would think twice about police brutality if they knew that the community that they were policing all had guns legally and were permitted to have them? I promise you, that police brutality will come to a screeching halt. Suppose there were laws that stated that shooting an unarmed citizen would automatically be a conviction of first-degree murder with a hate crime element added, which could open the door for the death penalty. How many officers would think twice about shooting or harming unarmed citizens? Right now, there is no accountability, and because of that, extreme measures have to be adopted in order to get the situation under control. Any officer-related shooting should place the officer or officers on unpaid administrative leave, and if they are cleared of the charges, then upon reinstatement would be eligible to get their back pay. If you simply take away the incentives to shoot someone, then the likelihood in theory that police brutality would decrease. Now, I know there's a great risk in my thinking, but something has to be done. A black nationalist strategy could cause more bloodshed along with the threat of civil war. But aren't we at war right now in these streets? The only difference would be that we could meet force with force, because right now we are at a disadvantage. My strategy is about leveling the playing field. And once that is done, then our oppressor will be ready to sit down and talk about real change, because the paradigm would have shifted to our favor, because now we would be armed. In closing, I will say that the time is now for us to get justice and equality here in America. However, they will not give it to us freely, so we must take it, and when we do, we must be armed. I know that this ideology will come with some bloodshed, but I say we're already bleeding now, so what if more bloodshed has to be shed and for us to get equality and justice in America? It was colonial migration that brought our ancestors here to America in the hull of slave ships. It is the idea of democracy where their words say liberty and justice for all. And since they wrote it in a document called the Constitution, then it is our right to demand what the document says, each and every word uttered by the forefathers of this country, and we will not stop until the spirit of that document is fully achieved. The urgency of the matter has again called for us to be treated equitably like the rest of the American citizens of this nation. Thank you for listening. Peace and God bless.